Good morning. Good morning. Welcome or welcome back to Bookeemonsters. My name is PK. It is Tuesday, April the 2nd. Hope you're having a good day slash week. Thank you for watching. If you're watching it live, thank you very much. If you're watching it later, thank you very much. We will be looking at new releases. We do this every day of the week. And on Tuesdays, we look at mysteries and thrillers. And looks like there's a bunch. I've got a bunch of tabs open here. We won't take too much time. Quick announcements. We do have sprints tonight at 6 p.m. Mountain Time, 8 p.m. Eastern. They'll go for 2.5 hours. I do them every Tuesday and Thursday evening. And then on Saturday afternoons, starting at 1 p.m. Mountain Time, 3 p.m. Eastern. Kim says, good morning. Good morning, Kim. Mary, good morning. Happy Tuesday. Have a freshly brewed pot of coffee and some almond croissant. So all is right with the world. That sounds very, very nice. I'll be over in a little bit. Kim, I plan to go back to sleep after this. Oh, I wish. That'd be so nice. Mary, busy day today, going to volunteer at the Friends of the Library bookstore. Oh, that sounds like fun. And then off to the eye doctor for a biannual checkup. Gray and overcast. Well, since it was snowy this past weekend, we are about to hit 70 today. Hey, cool gamer. How you doing? Hope you're having a good day. All righty. Let me get rid of this banner and we will hop in it. Eye appointment today to get drops for surgery next week if I have it. Oh my goodness. It's eye day. Okay, we're going to jump in. Well, my day is going to be spent. It's been an interesting week. Our service manager, who started last week, quit and is not giving us any days. Our receptionist is out for 3 days for bereavement, so yesterday was kind of interesting. Good news is, I quick jumped on our, we have an Indeed ad going for a technician, and somebody I thought who might be a service manager candidate came in and interviewed, and we hired him. He's starting today. So I'll be training a new guy again today. Yeah. Mercury retrograded all over us yesterday. All right. So the first book, and this one I actually had pre-ordered, is by Holly Jackson. Holly Jackson. She is the author of A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, which is a very good series. This is called The Reappearance of Rachel Price. Lights, camera, lies. 18-year-old Belle has lived her whole life in the shadow of her mom's mysterious disappearance. 16 years ago, Rachel Price vanished, and young Belle was the only witness, but she has no memory of it. Rachel is gone, long presumed dead, and Belle wishes everyone would just move on. But the case is dredged up from the past when the Price family agrees to a true crime documentary. Belle can't wait for filming to end, for life to go back to normal. And then the impossible happens. Rachel Price reappears, and life will never be normal again. Rachel has an unbelievable story about what happened to her. Unbelievable because Belle isn't sure it's real. If Rachel is lying, then where has she been all this time? And could she be dangerous? With the camera still rolling, Belle must uncover the truth about her mother and find out why Rachel Price really came back from the dead. And I'm sure there's going to be at least one twist, maybe more. I had an idea it was a service manager again when you mentioned it the other day. What is it with folks that leave like that? Yeah. And this guy is, there's all kinds of little twists to this service manager story. He is the husband of our new salesperson. So we're just kind of like, hopefully I think she's going to stay. But for a 27-year-old, for a guy who was in the military, he is of his generation. He is very much a snowflake. It's very bizarre to see it in person. The Murder of Mr. Ma by S.J. Rosen, a very big name in mysteries, and John Shen Yen Ni. Okay. This is for fans of Guy Ritchie's Sherlock Holmes films. This stunning swashbuckling series opener by powerhouse duo of authors is at once comfortingly familiar and tantalizingly new. Two unlikely allies race through the cobbled streets of 1920s London in search of a killer targeting Chinese immigrants. London, 1924, when shy academic Lao She meets larger than life Judge D. Ranji, his quiet life abruptly turns from books and lectures to daring chases and narrow escapes. D has come to London to investigate the murder of a man he'd known during World War One when serving with the Chinese Labor Corps. No sooner has D interviewed the grieving widow than another dead body turns up, then another, all stabbed to death with a butterfly sword. Will D and Lau be able to connect the threads of the murders, or are they next in line as victims? Well, if it's the start of a new series, then I believe they will solve this crime. What does he last in the service? Couples would find it tough, I would think. Good, you have somebody already in the saddle. Here's hoping. Me too. Me too. Yeah, I don't know. He's definitely seems to have a pattern of running away. He said he only lasted 4 years in the military because he signed a contract. He would have run away. She's Not Sorry by Mary. I've never known how to say her last name. Kubica. Everyone has secrets, but not everyone has remorse. A terrible accident. Megan Michaels is trying to find balance between being a single mom and working full time as an ICU nurse when a patient named Caitlin arrives in her ward with a traumatic brain injury. They say she jumped from a bridge and plunged over 20 feet to the big train tracks below. A shocking revelation. When a victim comes forward with new details about Caitlin's fall, it calls everything they know into question. Was Caitlin actually pushed? And if so, by whom and why? No one is safe. Megan lets herself get close to Caitlin until she's deeply entangled in Caitlin's and her family's lives. Only when it's too late does she realize that she and her daughter could be the next victim. The Sicilian Inheritance. Hate to say it, but I'm so tired of snowflakes. Me too. Me too. This is by Joe Piazza. Sicilian Inheritance. Sarah Marsala barely knows who she is anymore after the failure of her business and marriage. On top of that, her beloved great aunt Rosie passes away, leaving Sarah bereft with grief. But Aunt Rosie's death also opens an escape from her life and a window into the past by way of a plane ticket to Sicily, a deed to a possibly valuable plot of land, and a bombshell family secret. Rosie believes Sarah's great grandmother, Serafina, the family matriarch who was left behind while her husband worked in America, didn't die of illness, as family lore has it. She was murdered. Thus begins a twist-filled adventure that takes Sarah all over the picturesque Italian countryside as she races to solve a mystery and learn the story of Serafina, a feisty and headstrong young woman in the early 1900s thrust into motherhood in her teens, who fought for a better life not just for herself but for all the women of her small village. But it's very interesting to observe a snowflake like this, and I partly blame the education system. And I've boiled it down to they've been told what to think and not how to think. So that creates a very judgmental black and white form of thinking. And it also does not help them in the real world where they have to think for themselves and all that pertains in the work world. It's very pathetic, and they created this. Yeah, that's all I'm going to say. The Reaper Follows by Heather Graham, another big name. Death comes for everyone. Deep in the Florida Everglades, the body of a woman is discovered in pieces, presumably ravaged by an alligator. Upon closer inspection, which I would not do, it's determined no animal could make such perfectly precise cuts. Only a blade could do that, wielded by a human. yeah, yeah, the alligator has a blade. Soon dozens of oil drums emerge amid the river of grass, each one packed to the brim with body parts. Okay. FDLE Special Agent Amy Larson and her partner, FBI Special Agent Hunter Forrest, all of his parents hate him, share a bad feeling that extends beyond the horrifying nature of the grim discovery. They've seen this kind of sadistic killing before, and when a small beige horse, does it matter that it's beige, is discovered at the bottom of one of the barrels, they know exactly what it means. The fourth horseman of the apocalypse rides a pale horse, and his name is Death. With so many bodies to identify, connecting one victim to the next is easier said than done. But finding a pattern in the chaos might be the only way Amy and Hunter can zero in on the killer, testing their skills as agents and their relationship like never before. And when the disturbing trail of clues signals these slayings are just the beginning, the agents will have to return to where it all started before it's too late. The apocalypse is coming, and Hunter and Amy have only one chance to stop it, even if it means sacrificing each other. As a retired school district employee, I hate to say it, but I agree. This Reaper sounds particularly grim. Yeah. Sometimes I'm in the mood for a darker kind, but that seems like really darker. And this is why I prefer cozies. City in Ruins by Don Winslow, another big name. Third in the Danny Ryan trilogy. Sometimes you have to become what you hate to protect those you love. Danny Ryan is rich, beyond his wildest dream rich. The former dock worker, Irish mob soldier, and fugitive from the law is now a respected businessman, a Las Vegas casino mogul, and billionaire silent partner in a group that owns two lavish hotels. Finally, Danny has it all: a beautiful house, a child he adores, a woman he might even fall in love with. Life is good, and then Danny reaches too far. When he tries to buy an old hotel on a prime piece of real estate with plans to build his dream resort, he triggers a war against Las Vegas power brokers, a powerful FBI agent bent on revenge, and a rival casino owner with dark connections of his own. Danny thought he had buried his past, but now it reaches up to him from the grave to pull him down. We'll be back in again. Old enemies surface, and when they come for Danny, they vow to take everything, not only his empire, not just his life, but all that he holds dear, including his son. To save his life and everything he loves, Danny must become the ruthless fighter he once was and never wanted to be again. Dum, dum, dum. On a lighter note, let's do a historical. This is by Eleanor Coons, second in the Ancient Crete Mysteries on the Horns of Death. I have not read this series, but it intrigues me. I like that era. Ancient Crete, 1450 BC. Young bull leaper Maris finds Doozy, the newest member of the bull leaping team, dead in the bullpen early one morning. Made to look like he met his end on the horns of the bull, it's clear to Martis that this was no accident. Martis once again finds herself thrown into a dangerous game of hunting down a murderer as the deaths start to mount. An old friend of Martis's sister and possible lover to Doozy is the next person to be found dead, and Martis's investigations lead her to believe love and jealousy are at the heart of these crimes against the goddess. Is someone targeting the bull leaping community? Or is there something else at play? With only the shade of her sister Argy to confide in, Marta struggles to untangle the growing web of secrets which stretches around her. Enough problems with nightmares. Woke up from one this morning. Ugh, I hate those. So sorry, Kim. Very unsettling to say the least. No wonder you're going back to bed after this. Yeah, let's program some good dreams. Or you wonder how big the bull leaping community is. Thanks. Yes, I couldn't go back to sleep. I'd like to get another hour at least. Ah, that sounds lovely. Nosy Neighbors by Freya Sampson. Nothing brings neighbors together like someone else's secrets. At Shelley House, the walls have ears and they're attached to a ragtime duo of busybodies ready to pry, snoop, and generally annoy their neighbors into solving a crime. 77-year-old Dorothy Darling has lived in Shelley House longer than any of the other residents, and if you take their word for it, she's as cantankerous as they come. But Dorothy has her reasons for spying, and none of them require justifying herself to Cat Bennett. 25-year-old Kat has never known a place where she felt truly at home, and crumbling Shelley House is no different. Her neighbors find her prickly and unapproachable, but beneath her tough exterior, Kat's plagued by a guilty secret from her past. When their apartments face demolition, sworn enemies Kat and Dorothy agree on just one thing: they must save their historic building. But when someone plays dirty and one of the residents is viciously taken down, Dorothy and Kat seek justice. The police close the investigation too soon, leaving it up to the unlikely amateur sleuths with a playful Jack Russell Terrier at their side to restore peace in their community. We like our murders light. Thank you. Never Come Back, a thriller by Joe Hart, second in the Nora Tavish series. Finding the truth in a family shattered by lies, betrayal, and murder is a deadly gamble. And Joe Hart is an Edgar Award-winning author. Family advocate Nora McTavish is settling into her new practice when she receives a call from Tess Grayson, a childhood friend she hasn't spoken to in years. Tess is entangled in a custody battle with her ex-husband, Neil, a popular professor at a local university. It's getting vicious and dangerous. Rumors are swirling of Neil's affairs with students, one of whom was found bludgeoned to death. Though the charges against him were dropped, Tess doesn't want the man anywhere near their 9-year-old daughter. But as Nora digs deeper into the shattered Grayson marriage, she sees more sides to the story than anyone anticipated. Which side she can trust is the question. Old secrets and lies are beginning to emerge, some from Nora's own past, and as suspicions begin to shift, another murder draws Nora perilously close to a killer. This time, she's not just betting her reputation on a case, she's betting her life on it. Matterhorn by Christopher Reich, another big name. First in the Mac Decker world, shall we say. A sudden family death and an old nemesis bring retired agent Mac Decker in from the cold in this alpine thriller. Robbie Steinhardt lives a peaceful life. A fixture of his small alpine village, he tends cattle, minds his own business, and doesn't dwell on his former life and the family and lover he left behind back when he was Mac Decker, CIA. But when he learns his son Will died following in his footsteps, he needs answers. What mission took Will up into the Alpine Heights, and why is Ilya Ivashka on the same trail? Ilya, his close friend, his rival in love. Ilya, who framed Mac for treason and sent him into hiding. Wiping away the years, Mac returns to the field to find the secrets Will hid and finds himself facing the Herculean task of stopping a terrorist plot that threatens thousands. But in a field of double agents, who can he trust? Ash Dark as Night by Gary Phillips, second in the Harry Ingram mysteries. Follow-up to One Shot Harry. A fearless crime photographer and occasional private eye, Harry Ingram finds himself in the LAPD's crosshairs after capturing damning evidence of police brutality. Los Angeles, August 1965. Anger and pent-up frustrations boil over in the Watts neighborhood after a traffic stop of two black motorists. As the Watts riots explode, crime photographer Harry Ingram snaps photos at the scene, including images of the police as they unleash batons, dogs, and water hoses on civilians. When he captures the image of an unarmed activist being shot down by the cops, he winds up in the hospital, beaten, his camera missing. Proof of the unjust killing seems lost until Ingram's girlfriend, Anita Clare, retrieves the hidden film in a daring rescue. The photo makes front-page news. A recuperating Ingram is approached by Betty Payton, a comrade of Anita's mother, who wants Ingram's help tracking down her business associate, Moses Mose Tolbert, last seen during the riots. Ingram follows the investigation down a rabbit hole of burglary rings, bank robberies, looted cash, and clandestine agendas, all while grappling with his newfound fame, which puts him in the sightlines of LAPD's Secret Intelligence Division. An important period in time. Might be difficult to read. The Hallow Tree. Some big names on board today for those mysteries. Will keep my eyes peeled when I go to the library today. Aha! Books like Nosy Neighbors is why I watch Tuesday. Yeah. There are some hidden gems, which is why gotta look at everything. That is why I do this. You have to look. Nobody's doing it. Sorry, coffee was required. The Hollow Tree by Philip Miller, second in the Shauna Sanderson mysteries. Investigative journalist Shauna Sanderson is attending the wedding of her closest friend and former colleague Vivian. But the night before the wedding, Viv's reclusive school friend Dan jumps from a roof to his death. Shauna is the only witness to the suicide, and so the only person who saw the occult tattoos covering Dan's body and heard the unsettling mystical phrases he was uttering. The tattoos would still be there when he got to the bottom. Compelled to look further into the tragic incident, Shauna sets off on a quest to find out why Dan killed himself and what happened to Viv's missing brother 20 years prior. Despite knowing that investigating Viv's family will mean she could lose her friend forever, Shauna travels to a small forgotten town in the north of England to investigate an insular group of classmates who have held a dark secret for decades. And sorry, my screen went really dim there all of a sudden. Oh, well, how about that? Let's be brighter. And then there was like, oh no. We've got three more. We can do this. The First Murder by Carol Goodman Kaufman. When Mary Jane Bennett is found dead in her bed, alone, strangled by her own scarf, and with every door in the house locked, the medical examiner rules her death accidental. Okay, the result of a sex game gone horribly awry. State police decline to investigate further, but Queensbridge Police Chief Caleb Crane doesn't buy for a minute that his good friend died this way, so he undertakes his own investigation. Facing town councilors afraid of bad publicity, an angry medical examiner, and his own personal demons, he labors to solve what he believes is the first ever murder in his pastoral Berkshire Hills village. Complicating things, the list of suspects includes some of the people to whom he is closest, including his own wife. The Father She Went to Find by Carter Wilson. A road trip to find closure or a reckless chase that could turn deadly? Penny has never met anyone smarter than her. That's par for the course when you're a savant, one of less than 100 in the world. But despite her photographic memory and superpowered intellect, there's one mystery Penny's never been able to solve. Why did her father leave when she was in a coma at age 7, and where is he now? On Penny's 21st birthday, she receives a card in the mail from him, just as she has every year since he left. But this birthday card is different. For the first time ever, there's a return address and a goodbye. Penny doesn't know the world beyond her mother's house and special schools she's attended since her unusual abilities revealed themselves. But the mystery of her father's disappearance becomes her new obsession. For the first time ever, she decides to leave home to break free of everything that has kept her safe and use her gifts to answer the questions that have always eluded her. What Penny doesn't realize is she might not be able to outsmart a world far more complicated and dangerous than she'd ever imagined. That sounds kind of interesting. Interesting to see if they can pull off somebody that smart. You know what I mean? The Audacity. This is the last one. By Ryan Chapman. A bracing satire about the implosion of a Theranos-like company, a collapsing marriage, and a billionaire's philanthropy summit, etc. In 72 hours, a blockbuster expose will reveal Victoria Stevens' multi-billion dollar startup as a massive fraud, and Victoria has gone missing. Has she faked her death, leaving her husband Guy Sarvanthanan to face the fallout and potential jail time? Should Guy flee to his native Sri Lanka, an outcast and a failure? or embrace denial? Opting for the latter, he takes the corporate jet to a private Caribbean island where the 1% have gathered to decide which one of the world's biggest problems to eradicate forever. Guy drinks and drugs his way into oblivion through manicured jungles and aboard super yachts amidst captains of industry, legions of staff, and unlikely saboteurs. Meanwhile, Victoria narrates her side of the story from an off the grid location in the California desert. In scribbled diary entries shot through with cultish self help mantras, she plots her comeback, confident she'll prove everyone wrong again. Okay, where's the crime? Why was this as a crime novel? Well, dang it. All right, that's it. We made it. Woo! All righty. Well, let me get the right banner up. There we are. All right. Thank you guys so much for being here. Hope you have a good Tuesday. We do have sprints tonight at 6 p.m. Mountain Time, 8 p.m. Eastern. They'll go for 2.5 hours. Bring your own book, work on a project, or just close your eyes after a hard day. Lull yourself into sleep if you are 2 hours ahead of me. Um, if you, we just appreciate that you do come by. Tomorrow's morning show will be looking at romance, and Thursday morning will be fantasy and science fiction. Have a good day, everyone, says Kim. And Mary says, thanks so much. Hope you have a good day. And Kim, have a great snooze. Oh, sure. You couldn't wait 30 seconds. Yeah, and good luck on all your eye appointments today, guys. All right, hope to see you tonight. Have a good day. And as the banner says here, don't be a bookworm, be a bookie monster. Nom nom nom. Have a good day and God bless.